Elector of Politics and International Relations at the Liverpool Hope University, Dr. Bola Adeniran joins me on the news. Thank you so much for joining us on the news this hour. Liz Truss has broken the record of the shortest serving Prime Minister in the UK's history following her resignation from office. Did you see this coming?
I was speaking to an older colleague of mine who is in Nigeria a couple of weeks back, and when Liz Truss was elected as Prime Minister, and I said that I envisaged that she would be gone before Christmas. And for me, I think the drawings and then there were clear indications from the beginning that she was going to have it very difficult. I remember that one of the interviews that I had with the organization during the leadership hustling in July, I did mention that among the candidates, that even though she had some sort of following, she looked at like the least competent of all of them. Rishi Sunak, unfortunately, who was the most competent, was not selected by the Tory membership. And I did mention that she had also courted controversy previously for some of sort of the rhetoric she was using, the suggestion that British individuals should go to Ukraine to fight war. She had historically shown herself incompetent, and I was not really surprised that she would be heading a premiership and a tenure in such a disgraceful manner.
Amazing. She came into office at a time the country is facing economic turmoil and not being able to deliver on the mandate she promised to deliver. Talk to us about how matters came to a head for her. Do you think the resignation of her Home Secretary on Wednesday and a chaotic vote in the Commons also sealed her fate?
Yes, it did, but it wasn't. I mean, the red lines have been crossed immediately after the mini budget was ruled out. The mini budget created an untenable situation for not only the MPs but also for just ordinary citizens. They became poorer as a result of the kind of catastrophic decision that the government took. This was a budget that was ruled out almost hastily. There was not only tax cuts, but they did not do the basic sort of preparation for rolling out such a monumental decision like that. They did not speak with the Office of Budget Responsibility. They were not obviously in contact with the Bank of England. And so all of these kind of rookie mistakes were further evidence that they were incompetent as a government, as an administration. And immediately, I think that if there was any kind of credibility that she had before then, it was obvious that it was going, that these were the last days for her. But also, I think where the beginning of a hand for Liz Truss really began was when the polls started also coming out and showing that the Tory party had lost dramatic support, had lost significant support with the populists. In fact, I think one of the polls showed that the Tory party were now 30 points behind Labour, and that for me, I think, was the moment that sealed that fate.
Well, this is coming just a few weeks after the passing of the Queen and the changes and the impact this is also having on the kingdom's economy. How is the future of the UK looking now?
I mean, the UK is now a laughing stock, isn't it? Right? And you're having all sorts of leaders, and countries making a mockery of the UK. In fact, Joe Biden the other day was pictured at a cafe and was saying that he could see, that it was not tenable to cut taxes on the richest, and it was also basically interfering in domestic politics of the UK. And I think that was a bit slightly disappointing, also because of the special relationship between the UK and the US. I mean, Joe Biden generally has always been interfering in UK affairs and talking about the Northern Ireland Protocol. But I think that was a new low. So for the UK, it's not a great time, not only because the economy is in terrible conditions and we are seeing the impact of Brexit on the economy, but we are also seeing that in terms of the reputation of the UK,
Yeah.
that other countries are beginning to ask what the hell is going on in the United Kingdom.
Quite interesting. Well, Sir Graham Brady says he expects a leadership result by Friday next week. And as a matter of fact, there had been speculation the rules of the contest could be changed to exclude members. Could you help us clarify these speculations as you see it?
I have not. I mean, I have not really read about that specifically, but I'm not surprised. Also, because a leadership contest that has just happened a couple of months ago, 45 days, and results in the new prime minister coming into office, and the 1922 committee group of backbenchers have a lot of latitude to change the rules. To be honest. So even though I am not fully aware of what it means by that, I am not exactly surprised that there are modifications around choosing the next prime minister. I should also mention this, that it is important, and I think it's a critical point, that for the Labour Party, this is the moment where it has to really stand up and be counted and make sure and force the Tory Party to a general election. Of course, the Tory Party is going to try and as much as possible to resist that because of their position in polls. But obviously, there is a case to be made that the Tory Party have lost all sorts of legitimacy by the kind of disastrous decisions that leaders of the party have taken in the last few months.
Well, it's probably not a very good time for anyone to be prime minister at this time. You know, looking at the aftermath of the pandemic, the Russia-Ukraine war, the rising price of these and that, you know, it's really, really an amazing time for the UK. Well, we'll see how things pan out at the end of the day. Lecturer of Politics and International Relations at the Liverpool Hope University, Dr. Bola Adeniran. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much.